Okay, so the question that we all want to know, right? Do they know what they're doing? Do they know how abusive they are? It's something that's bugged me, pondered me, like the quest for like what is going on inside their head? Wow, how could they treat me this way? How could she do this? And you're probably wondering the same thing. How could they do this? Where's the fairness? Where's the person that I met originally, who was all an illusion, by the way? So it's to me, it's kind of a complicated question, because do they know that they hurt? Yes and no, okay? They know how things are in terms of their world. So they know that if they tell you that you're fat, or that they say something that they know you don't like, that they'll get a reaction from it. But do they really go into your head? Do they really have empathy? Do they really put themselves inside of your shoes and think, wow, how would that make her feel, or how would that make him feel if I did that? The answer, I believe, to that is no, they really don't, because the whole world revolves around them, and it's all scientific, it's calculated. When they do something, it's for a reaction. And the reactions, they do things for themselves, okay? Because they don't have, their emotional, their maturity was arrested probably around when they were younger, maybe around 5 to 7, or could have been in their teens. But basically they have what's called like an arrested development. Their emotional, their higher level cognitive functions for emoting, for having empathy. Empathy is something that's learned. So if they didn't catch it when they were younger, chances are it's not there, okay? It's not going to be there. So you have to think of it. It's really hard for us to think of it that way. But if you think of it in terms of, say you have a business meeting, they treat everybody like it's a business meeting, okay? Because if you work in a business, and many of you can relate to this, you have objectives in mind, right? When you meet with a client, you're there to, your boss has been telling you, hey, we need to close this deal. We need to go in there, we need to straighten this out and be done with it. And so we have an end result in mind. So that's how the narcissist is with everything, with every human interaction, with every relationship that they have. There's a calculated risk in mind, because they're actually very efficient in this sense, because they won't do anything unless it gives them something. Now, the narcissists are addicted to supply. Supply is any type of adoration, adulation, admiration, something that makes them, basically gives them a big head. The ego, right? That's what they are addicted to, because they don't have a real self. They have a false self. And the false self is made out of ego. It's all ego. It's all hot air. It's all, let me puff my chest up as far as I can. And they need you to help them keep that chest puffed out, okay, to use an example. And that's the ego. So the supply feeds the ego. They have to have their ego. Their ego in check to them means they need to keep it really, really big, because the universe revolves around them. So do they know? Do they know when they hurt somebody? They don't know how it feels to hurt you. They can't, when you say to them, don't you know how much that hurt me? They don't hear, what they hear is, well, first of all, they don't hear what you just said. They take a defensive stance because they really don't get it, but they have to pretend like they get it. Their ego cannot let them say they might not know something. So they have to deflect. They have to change the situation. They have to make it about you. Oh, you're causing problems. So they have all those defense mechanisms in place because they're pros at that. If you'll notice, trying to get them nailed down on some type of commitment, it just doesn't happen with them. They're just the most non-committal people in the world. Even something simple. Hey, can you be over at my house tomorrow at 3? Yes or no, right? That's what you're thinking. Well, what's it for? Well, I need you to come help me get the lawnmower. I'm going to take it to the repair shop, and I need you to help me put it in the car. Well, didn't you get that thing fixed a while ago? Yeah, but it got caught up on a tree branch. It's stuck again. I need to have them fix it. Well, I can't believe, I thought you were going to take care of that. You say things that you're going to take care of those. You're going to take care of those, hire the lawn guy to take care of those tree things that are sticking up in the yard, those stumps, and you never do. I don't know why, and all you wanted to do was just get a commitment for the 3 o'clock. Can you meet with me at 3 o'clock? That's how they work. Every interaction is an opportunity to further inflate, pump out the chest, inflate the ego. They have to keep that ego inflated, because if they just stand still, if there's nobody around, it shrinks. And they can't have it shrink. It'll wither to nothing. So they have to constantly keep it pumped up. You ever play that game called Dig Dug? I think it's an arcade game by Atari, where you go around and you bloop, 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 bloop. You got to pump up these little guys, and then you basically pump them up to blow them up. Well, narcissists, when you pump them up, they don't blow up. They are satisfied, right? They need that supply. But that's what you're doing. You're feeding their ego. Whenever you have an interaction with them, they're looking at some way to inflate their egos, either by putting you down, either by you talking about how great they are, something that makes them feel superior to you, not good around you, superior to you. And for a lot of them, the only way they feel superior is to know that you feel inferior. And again, they don't know what you're feeling, but they look for the reaction. They know from enough interactions with people that if you're feeling bad or down, you're going to doubt yourself, and they're going to be able to control your emotions and be able to manipulate you easier, so you're like putty in their hands. So that's where the control comes in. They're all about power and control. And it's weird to think like that. It's weird to think that people are like that. I mean, that just seems like, business people, you put your business outfit on. I used to put a suit and tie on, and I behave differently. I'm more goal-oriented. I'm more objective. But when I'm out in public with people, I'm not looking to get anything out of them. I'm looking to have an interaction, a connection. And that's all I need. I mean, I know who I am a lot better than I did a couple of years ago, but I know who I am, and if there's a connection there, it's great. And it's so uplifting. It's so cool to be able to connect with people, like-minded, like-minded individuals. And so now what's really interesting after 2 years of this no contact, gray rock type of situation I've been able to put myself in, is that I can really sense now when somebody's just a bad person. And when I mean bad, I don't mean bad, just a problematic person. I don't really try to judge. I just say, is this a person that is going to benefit me? I kind of do what the narc does, right? But I do it on a healthier standpoint. Now, I will try to bring people over to the light side, not the dark side, the light side, cheer them up, or talk positively about things. But if somebody doesn't want to go that route, it doesn't hurt my feelings anymore. I'm like, that's fine. It's not the big deal like it used to be to me. Like my narc taught me that I had to please her. And if she wasn't happy or she was having a bad day, I was made to feel like it was my fault, that I was responsible somehow. And I would carry that out in public too, where if I was around people and they were rejecting me, probably my message or something, they were rejecting me as the person, and it was little paper cuts of devastation, and it would reinforce my feelings of low self-esteem. And if you're like that, if you're feeling like that now, where you just feel like, lower than a snake, just stick with this, because it isn't you. It's not, you're not defined on how many people you please, but the narc will train us to do that. The narc will train us that we're not any good unless we make the narc feel better, right? Unless we do what the narc says. If we don't do exactly what the narc says in the way they want it, at the time they want it, and be there for their needs anytime they want, then we're just not good. We're just a selfish person. And you know, when you're told that over and over again, you know, in a relationship, because you've committed to this person, you tend to believe it. And so what will happen is once you break that contact, once you break contact where you don't have any contact, once you go no contact, you'll begin to see that it was just all lies. It was all them. It's just them. They're just trying to better themselves at your expense. Yeah, it's not really a relationship. They don't have relationships with you. They have manipulationships. I think so. That's what Dana calls it, a manipulationship, where you're only in their world if you can somehow benefit them. Now, we like to be around people that make us feel good, okay? But what's different about us is that we have the empathy, and then we can be around people that are different from us. As long as we have our boundaries in place, it won't hurt us. We can actually make the world a better place. We are good people about that. We listen to people. We care about people. We care about how other people think. But without boundaries, which is the one missing ingredient that I had when I got away from the narc, that was what I needed to repair. I needed to repair my fence, build my fence up, to where I didn't let the people in that were manipulators. I kept those people out, and I kept people at a distance. You know, one thing that I found out is that people really didn't want to hear a lot about what was going on with me. I thought they did, because hey, it's my world, right? But I talked a lot less and listened more often. You know, you've heard that saying, you've got not one nose, you got one mouth and two ears, and use them in that proportion, right? Listen more, talk less. And so when I started doing that, guess what? I was able to kind of feel, listen to my gut now. I can listen to my gut. When I'm not doing the talking, guess what? I'm doing the sensing. And then I've learned to listen to more of what my gut is telling me about this person. And then when I do that, then I can better judge, you know, who to let in. Because when I'm talking, when I'm trying to people please, oh, well, you like this, or well, you do like that. When I'm not trying to please anybody, my mind quiets, and then I can listen to my gut. When my mind is going crazy, like, oh, what's this person? You know, why are they doing this? You know, are they not listening to me? Guys, I used to have that type of language in my head, right? Just so worried about what other people thought. So get no contact from them. You'll start to be able to, your mind will calm down quite a bit, I think, if you're like me. You'll realize it wasn't you. You'll start questioning the lies. You'll have this awareness. So when next time you go to do something, you'll catch yourself, right? You'll be like, why am I even doing this? You start questioning yourself. It's okay. It's okay. You're going to be on some wobbly ground, right? But trust me, with the narcs, you're on wobbly ground all the time, because it was like quicksand. You never knew what was going to happen, if they were going to pull the rug out from you or whatever. But trust me, it'll be wobbly for a little bit, but you'll be able to give yourself the time, and you'll have the patience to be able to kind of rediscover what your gut was kind of telling you all along. You know, your gut's going, hey, and you're going, you know, we're living in that denial. We're not listening to what our gut is telling us. But when we take that, when we go no contact, and we're not so into what we're telling ourselves and worried about trying to people please, that gut will have some time to breathe, and it'll be like, okay, hey, listen, I think that might not be a good person, right? So I hope this makes sense. Just know it's not, you've been told a bunch of lies, and you're in this group, you're getting the truth now, you're getting the real truth, right? And the person, I know you want to get revenge on them for all the unfair stuff that they did, but if you listen to my video the other day, you know, you can get stuck in that, and that's not a good place to be. It's to be, you know, it's like, I'm going to drink poison to make you feel bad, you know. No, that's not how it works. So don't poison yourself. Give yourself a break. Accept some of the things. You don't have to forgive. I didn't forgive. I just accepted that, hey, she's the way she is. She ain't gonna change. Past is the past. What can I do about it now? I know you've heard that. It's so cliched. I just said it again, so must be something to it, right? But yeah, I haven't thought about the narc today. Just thought about some things just to share with you guys, because you are my family. And you know, just having a very business-oriented day. But you know, even in business nowadays, people want to connect with real people. I think the narcs, I'm going to leave you with this thought. I think the narcs, if you're a narc now, yeah, you're kind of like going by the way of the dinosaur. Like I mean, there's more narcs, don't get me wrong, but what I think is happening now is you can't really hide anymore. You know, all the online things with the rap sheets, you know, you can look up somebody's background, you know, oh, what's this DV thing here, you know, I mean, people can't hide like they used to, right? And with Facebook and the internet, you can actually find somebody's ex-lover or ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, and you can have a conversation with them pretty easily, you know. You know, it's just, there's so many different ways now. They can't, they're good at pulling the con, because they try to be like Russia was during the Cold War, and break off all the information. The narc tries to be your one source of information. But when you have your cell phone, and you have Facebook on your cell phone, and you have all these third-party services you can go to, Spokio is one of them, you can look up criminal activity on the narc. I saw the other day where somebody just posted that she'd gone out with this guy a couple times, and he'd been in prison for identity theft, I think. So, and we were all like, yeah, you better ghost him before he ghosts you, because that's not somebody you want to be around, build anything with. So just want to leave you that thought that if you're thinking about revenge, well, the world, the way things work, God, Buddha, universe, however you look at it, it has a way of working itself out anyways, right? I guarantee you that the persona, the illusion that narc is putting on, if they're putting on like they're really happy, it's usually the opposite. They're just putting on an act, right? So, but they're all about them. They're not thinking about you. That's a sad truth. I mean, we think about them a lot, right? Because, I can't believe they did this or whatever, but they don't think about us. And then that makes you even madder, right? Like, God, they can't even, like, nope. It's all about them. But that's their weakness too. I'm telling you, I'd rather go through a life colorful, rich, of empathy, of connecting with people, than live in their shallow, cold, void world of just trying to pull one over on the next guy. Hey, what's the next trick? You'll be 80 years old. Hey, you know, try to pull one over on the nurses in the nursing home. I know, really, nobody's going to want to be around them. They are the loneliest people when it comes to the old age. You know, they're the ones over sitting on the corner by themselves in the nursing home because people don't like to be around them. They get worse with age. They're little tricks. They're little things like, oh, I'm so cute, and oh, you know, they're playing the dits or whatever. You know, trying to be Mr. and Mrs. Sociable. You know. It's the same thing they did when they were 20, when they were 25, when they were 30. It doesn't work when they're older. It looks ridiculous. They are caricatures of themselves. So trust me, they're being taken care of by the universe. You don't need to get revenge, or you don't need to try to, you know, create a fake profile on Facebook and, you know, tell all their exes about them, you know. Stay out of their lives. It's much easier. It's much better. I've stayed out of mine for 2 years. I have kids with her, so I have to be involved somewhat. And each time I do, I'm prepared, right? No contacto, no reason to talk to other than the kids. And the other thing I do, it's hard sometimes, but I never speak bad about their parent to the other parent. I mean, to the children. I never speak bad of my ex to my kids. You know, the kids can pretty much see a lot of the things. My kids are older, but they're teens. But anyways, guys. You guys have a sunny day. I'm stopped now, so I can do this. Or you have a happy day, or have a sunny day, or a happy day. Just have a good day. Don't have one of these days, right? Where you got the frown. Do the frown. And I know it's easier said than done, right? Hey, just don't do it. Here's what you do. You just break out of your pattern. I know, because I was depressed. I curl up in bed, you know, all that stuff, right? Do something different. Because what you're probably doing, you're probably in a habit. Do something different. If you're used to watching this sitting on the couch, get up and go outside and talk to your neighbors. Go paint the mailbox. Go do something different. That's all you got to do. Don't try to do something good or healthy or, oh man, you know, do something different. That's all you got to do. All right. Love you guys. Bye.